What's going on, guys? This is Xtaste back with another Civ 6 video. And today we are going to try to wrap up Joao. We are in the tech tree. We're in the information era. Got a couple more techs to go there. Then it's future era. Culture-wise, we're already at the future era. So we're to the point now where we're getting a governor title every 2 turns. So our governors are going to beef up pretty quick here. And we were playing this one to be on the trade side of things. We weren't trying to be in wars. We were trying to be a good neighbor. The world loves us. We're pretty much trying to go ahead and push out either a culture victory, which this is saying 47 turns, and but I think we're gonna get the science victory before that, because we're already coming to the point here where I think we're gonna be sending our Mars ship. So we got several space stations up. Just kind of a quick view on what we had going on here. So Lisbon's built out as a trade empire. We are starting to struggle with housing. There are a few extra tiles left where I can get some housing going. Um, I got the Broadway there, several wonders in here, but just being the land layout we had here, we didn't have a whole lot of land to work with, so I had to really kind of focus on building up the water. Which is why we went with the hatchery build with Liang. We did get the Golden Gate Bridge up here, and because we're feeding a lot of trade into this area, so any trade routes that are passing through this are getting multiplied. And boy, we had some serious trade going on. I mean, we were doing some trades that were getting 95 gold per turn. This right here, these guys just rebelled, and I just want this city dead and gone because I want these two cities to be even bigger. So I think we're in the middle of pretty much just crushing this. It would join us in 9 turns, but we're going to try to get rid of it before then. Our Dion City, we just got our Eiffel Tower built in there. Um, what do we have here? We had our JS Box City. I mean, this is a pretty hooked up city, for being a tundra city, right? We got the Amundsen Scott Research Station built up in there. We built the Panama Canal. We were testing to see if trade routes from inside the canal were going to act as ocean trade routes, and they did not, even with the canals set up here, which I was kind of bummed. I was like, this is going to be super cool if this would multiply Chow's trade routes, because now this is an ocean city, right? But it doesn't work that way as far as the canals go, so these trade routes from Evora didn't end up being that good. And then we're over here into the Sydney Opera House. Got the Statue of Liberty going on, and then my Petra City, which the Petra City we've almost built out on most of it. So, but it's still getting some decent yields on some of these outer tiles here. But with that being said, it looks like we're going to go ahead and move into turns. We're getting 4804 gold per turn. We didn't go the religious route this time. With Portugal here, we didn't really need it. I was pretty much willing to I was going to take a great profit if I could get one, but you can see with as many civs as I had in here, I missed it just barely. So at this point, we were just taking whatever religion was coming our way. Got 1189 science per turn, and then 1717 culture per turn. So we're looking at getting every 2 turns, getting a governor title. Gonna get some offshore wind farms going up. And when we start doing like the exoplanet launch, it's all about power. You need the power to get those launches up or resources. And that looks like, yeah, oh, they got my scout there. So you got uranium. We only built the giant death robot because, well, we got our one um, nuclear power plant. We got 3 uranium. So really, at this point, the giant death robot was just more of like a novelty than anything. I mean, if anyone did declare war on me, I could go ahead and send it in. But at this point in time, we're not even trying to have a war. We don't need a war. When things are going as good as you're going, as it is going, then we don't need to go to war. So both of these two are giant death robot items. And we do have to keep in mind we got our nuclear reactor here in Lisbon, so we are going to keep in mind that it is possible that we might have to do something with that on the recommission. So we just want to keep an eye on it. But for right now, I think I'm going to get let me go ahead and get a builder, and we'll go ahead and buy one more trader. And we've already built out these cities to the point where, I mean, we're sitting here at 36, coming up on 37 population, 32. I think right around 40 is what I timed out that that was the most that we could possibly need. Let's see, we got a missile cruiser in one turn. And I'll just bring it up for 3 there. For here, let's just go get the space station up. And where do we want that though? Right here? That forest is bonusing this. This lumber mill is bonusing that. So realistically, this is the one spot that is not bonusing anything around. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. And this baby is coming down in 14 turns. I think what we're going to do with this city, I think we might end up just keeping this city if it pops up. That one's actually not in a bad spot. Now, you know, we can get the giant death robot over there and knock that baby down even quicker. And that wasn't too bad actually. So we're gonna go one more attack here, and actually I think this might be it. If that isn't, the next one is. These giant death robots can go a long distance. And that is it for Bendigo. So we're gonna go ahead and put that guy to sleep. Put him to sleep. And then do we want to keep this city? The answer is you cannot raise a civilization's original capital or a city that you are in an ally founded or owned at the start of the war. We cannot raise that city. So, well, I guess in the end, might as well just keep it then. That's because they're an ally. Ah, I see. Can't burn down ally cities. Alright, well, it was a shot. We're going to go ahead and go with a food placement here because that's all you can put on the ocean squares. And then right here we got the offshore wind farm. We're going to start putting those around. 2, 3. Now, if we can find something out here that gets, I only want to put something that gets housing out here. That's all. That's all you can put on those anyway. So with that being said, we're looking at building out more roads. So I think this is the direction we're going to push then. And I'm just getting my railroads all set up at this point. What do we want to do here? I think we're going to go ahead and work our way out with a seastead. And we were looking at still in art. If we can't still art, then we want still tech. And if we can't still tech, then we want to still money. If caught on a mission, have 4% or have a higher chance of escaping. Go with that. Okay, first things first, let's get our barrier up. We're going to buy everything we can using our faith. Then we're going to get a harbor down. And we're probably looking at this being our best spot. Well, this is pretty good too, actually. No, that's even better. Might be even better. Alrighty, so we're into Amsterdam, we're going to siphon funds. Want for more and more money. And here in Athens, we want to go listening post first. Yeah, these guys we're going to want to just go around. What I'm trying to do is get this to the point where I'm not having to move nearly as many units because in the end, we are playing for a space race, and the more units you move, the longer your turns take. So I'm trying to keep it to where things are going to mostly be on an automated setup. And I'm picking up the worker here in Lisbon to see if I can't put some seasteads out on the edges here and just get me a little bit more housing. These ocean tiles, we can get 3 seasteads up, and they're all within range of Lisbon. So with the way housing works is the first 3 tiles away from your city in any direction. That's how far you can build, but you can still use the housing for the 4th and the 5th ring out. Well, looks like we had one more thing to pick up there. Okay, so we got our builder. We don't need a nuclear device. Alright, here we go. Seasteads. Now we're looking for passives. Actually, I think what I want is I want to be able to buy production or I want this one right here. Allows the purchase of districts with gold. So now we can really start snowballing districts. We can just put her in and buy up any district that we don't have at any building or any area. So that's pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna go gold. So we got our trader out here. 9 food, 13 production, 54 gold, 3 and 3. And that's pretty dang good. This one we get 10.5 food. So I think we're gonna go that route. What'd they build here? Well, that was a campus they had there. Alright. Just gonna go ahead and push these borders all the way out because we got the money. And that was the zone. And okay, so these all have to be offshore farms, and that one can be a seastead. All right, Babylon was still a great works. Breathtaking. It does not look like there's a road or a rail there. Okay, I gotta get a open borders with this guy. And we'll give you some coal. And we're just bringing that scout home. We're gonna park him in a city. He's done his job. He went all the way around the world. More great works. And the reason I'm going for great works is if I can steal enough of those and push my population up high enough, I'm friendly with everybody, so I've got tons of tourism. I could probably even get a culture victory. There's not whenever I'm playing like this where I'm not gonna be at war. I'm just going for trade. I'm going for basically I'm building a civilization not spread out. I'm building up. I'm shooting for cities in the 30s, maybe even hit a 40 city. And at that point, it's I'm looking to maybe get a culture win. You know, I mean even like look at these like tundra cities. I got pushed up to 20. But over here, we were making the swamp beautiful. We ended up doing that. I mean, look at that tile. For a swamp tile? I mean, are you kidding me? You don't see that. You don't see that a lot. It's like a barbarian stole one of my workers somewhere. Okay, we got 8 charges left for Sinbad here. So let's find a place where we can send Sinbad. We're looking for a barb camp near the water, but it's gotta be something like that. Oh, I can't get to that one. Well, they're all over the place, but we can't get to those. There's one. We can get to that one. Yeah, so we can get up there, but we need to get a peace treaty with, or this is I think the deal right here. We need open borders there. We'll take those. That'll work. So I think we're pretty much at the point here now where we got to start making some friends again, get some alliances up, do the research trade route here. And at this point, I'm just trying to take anything and everything that all the AI have. So I'm going with declare friendship first, then I'm going to get into some kind of a alliance, really any kind. And right now, just for those, they are giving me just about anything I want because we're so friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and take. And I'll even take the luxuries that I don't need so that the other civs can't have them. Like these, I've got these. So you'd say, well, you don't need those. Well, I don't want the other civs to have them. And we're gonna. There we go. Some of these war materials, since I'm not at war, then why keep. And with the way these luxuries work is like one stack is enough for your whole empire of that particular resource. But there's still only so many that are allowed or that are out there that if you don't, take them all, then your rivals get them, and then their cities are a lot better. I think I already did that one. Yeah, just forgot to declare friendship. So we're into Matthias, and he's got nothing. And then into Pedro, declare friendship, and that's what we want there. We want to. I always give them whatever the one is that I have the most of. So nothing for the Canadian. And the reason I'm handing turtles out once I kind of reach a tie is the turtles, since I'm kind of out near the sea, if I get any more cities, that's the most logical one where I'm probably going to have more of that resource nearby. Not the fox. We need to give him something that they don't already have. It looks like the tobacco there. And then into Hammurabi. He's got a lot of silk there. We'll take it all. And we'll give him some foxes. When the AI are this happy with you, you can see that I can give them one copy of anything, and they're willing to give me all of what they have, as long as it's a copy that they don't already have. Like he doesn't really have the diamond here, but he's got the oranges. And this lasts about 30 turns. I think it is 30 before I'll have to renegotiate. So I'd like to do them all at once like this, so that they'll all of these will come due again at the same time, and I can just renew them all. So that's the whole group, and that right there should be enough to put my cities all at ecstatic. So we go to the list, and we're at ecstatic on our largest city. Okay, now I should have got to the point where I can now sail around, and I did. So we're going to send him up there, and that's going to get us another barb camp takedown. So we got Operation Ivy. We can build a nuclear bomb. We don't really need it. We're using more uranium than we should. Really, at this point in time, we're looking at pulling more great people. Might be just going to do that one so I can trigger my last. So we'll get the campus research. Here we got a holy site. I want to buy all this out. Why not? We can get a watt here, so let's go with the shrine. Still no watt, requires a temple. Buy that. Now we'll get the watt. And at this point, I'm going to be buying up pretty much any and every building that is small as far as money goes. I think I'm just going to grab all these. Coal power plants. How much coal we got? We're using 6. So we could do one more coal power plant here. And another broadcast booth. So this city has almost everything it needs now. And it needs 22 population, so 2 more turns we can get another district there. The Bolshevik Theater must be adjacent to a theater square owned by the city. Is it worth putting one up there? Probably not, no. But I do want to get that up somewhere in my empire. Let's get the archaeologist. Okay, one more play. What do we want here? I think already got the science facility up, got the spaceport. I think at this point we're gonna go theater. Drop that. Do one more here as well. I have a theater here. We're gonna stick with it. Kind of thinking about doing a campus. I mean, this isn't a great spot for either. Well, it's a +3. Let's get a +3 campus in there. This, I don't think I'm gonna do a neighborhood. I'm probably do a theater there. Okay, for here, I think I'm gonna go holy site. And for that, we're just trying to get that scout back so he can sit in the city. He's pretty much done for the thing. Once we got satellites up, we just don't need scouts anymore. I always do listening posts first, just to kind of boost my levels. Then we'll get into trying to steal a piece of a great work of some sort. Yeah, so 48.29 gold per turn. We got an economic alliance. Let's do it. Yeah, it's a spy thing, but we're not we're not really interested in what a spy uncovers. Like, I think that was like told me something about religion with Babylon. I'm like, eh. But that kind of stuff, I think it when those go off, they get XP. So not too bad. 7 turns for the Sydney Opera House. Another spy. So we want to travel. And I'm looking for right here, John Curtin. So I'm gonna put another spy in his zone because he's the next guy that's kind of up on the tech tree. Where was he? He was right next to me. Okay, not there. There he is. So I want to go to Brown. I might not be able to put a spy in there because I think we are allies. Alright, so now I'm looking for the next biggest city then. Probably looking at that. I want a city that's got a bunch of districts, so I've got a lot of options. Now let's do that. Great Admiral grants 6 ability to return for this city. Well, why not? Instantly creates a battleship with 1 promotion. Don't really need it. Looks like the Great Admirals are kind of lagging behind. Alright, might as well just keep on producing all of those. I'm going to push these guys up because we might be able to get some era score up here. Another war. Well, when this war breaks out, these guys can come in and attack. If they get a kill with one of those admirals around, it happens once per life for the admirals. You get an era score. And we're going to stay with digital democracy. And two, put him to sleep. There, see, that's what I'm talking about. Got our stead up, and now we're gonna get Lisbon's gonna get another population quicker. And I'm gonna get them all up here too, and down in this area. All right. And I haven't upgraded a lot of the troops just because I can instantly if a war starts, and I've just been throwing money into upgrade my cities. And I think I'm gonna move Reyna. She doesn't need to be here now. We got 2 missile cruisers now. Gotta be careful with our oil though. So we want the exoplanet launch. And see the point 0.5 housing that's going to go to Lisbon there, even though it's a fourth ring build. We got a drone. We already have one there. Just put this one with the machine gun. Okay, we're looking pretty good here as far as oil goes. Okay, so we went with the missile cruiser. Turtles creates a product that's 15% science. That's a good one. We'll start building those. Campus research, I'm going to stick with that. And I should have moved Reyna, so hopefully this turn doesn't turn over. I think I still have some units out there that are on auto move. Just stopped a spy there. So we get 50 science whenever we stop a spy. Forget what the oranges do. So she wants gold for coal. Or niter. Let's do that. We'll do that. We'll give you foxes. Rebellion happens there in 15 turns. Illyria, that's right, we planted Illyria. I gotta get some workers up there. So I think on this next turn, I'm gonna use a ton of cash to really get workers going here. More era score. Ooh. Go, another great person. Grants enough envoys because of the suzerain. Ooh. That's a good one. Okay, here we go. So these ones, so this one isn't all that good. This one, in a war, this one's great. We're doing war, but since we're not doing war, whatever. We're basically just building them, and we can throw them at. We can move those around to the cities that we want. We can tune it up to where they're really kicking out troops if we decide we want to do that. But for right now, not really needed. Think about putting an airport here instead of here, and then we'll put the Bolshevik theater there. So we can do this. All right, let's move Reyna. Reassign. And we want to put Reyna so we can buy districts with Reyna. Put Reyna here. Coimbra. We'll put him. Put him in Guillermo's. We're gonna knock out all these. We're gonna burn a bunch of faith here. Now we want worker. Got a lot of stuff here that we can grow even taller. We're just gonna get workers on it. Again here, we got a few builds we can do, so we're gonna keep going with workers. And one more over here with Lisbon. When I get to this point, I mean, I'm gonna take anything that's got a one build. Now, what suzerain would we like to turn over? So I'm looking for something that's got like this. It's a lot. This is a pretty cool one here. Targusa. So this one, if I can bring him here, I think, to the harbor, I could probably turn Targusa to mine. So go with the renewable resource there. Building out the ocean squares or tiles. Ever since Civ 3, I call everything a square, even though they're all hexes. If you've been playing Civ as long as I have, they were all squares to begin with. At this point, we're going to take as many of these archaeological digs as we can. We're still just spreading the railroad. I'm trying to get a railroad built out on every tile. Look at this, 97 gold, 19 production, 10 food. What a trade route. And we're going to launch Exoplanet here in Lisbon on the next one. This is a part, when I get to this stage in the game, I love seeing how awesome I can make these ocean tiles. You can come to the point where you're get get a setup like that, like this on every single one of your cities where it's just gloriously built out. And you can see I even still have builds I can do out here, and this would still be even better. This is Halicarnassus here. That's why this city is so great. That's one of the best Halicarnassus cities I think I've ever built. Got another turtle there. And I'm pretty much just taking any archaeological find I can get at this point. Okay, we're gonna get out here. We're gonna go Seastead. 75. I think that's our. This one's got. Well, this one is better. Let's do that one. Get out to that seastead and make that even more beautiful. Usually, I'll do is I'll start with like an ocean tile like this because I know that I definitely want a seastead there, and then you can start alternating them from that spot. Go to that reef there. I forget if you have to put a boat up on a reef to get the turtle. Probably do. Go more workers, more trade. Launch exoplanet. Yeah, we're gonna keep going, keep building out turtles. Okay, now we're gonna boost our science with the turtles. So I'm gonna look for the turtles, and I want to get a turtle into Lisbon because it's 15% science. We're getting a turtle into Lisbon. So here's the turtles, and I got 3 of them. So I'm looking for a Lisbon stock exchange there. Like that. Well, this one makes me wonder if they stack. I'm gonna take one out. Go to Seaport. It does look like that did help that. Keep the other one there. Alright, so now we're into. We're gonna go campus here, research. Well, we're still looking for more science. So I'm gonna keep pouring on the science here. We'll just put these guys to sleep here. We'll get them ready for when we gotta get in there and take Rockhampton. So I'm looking at trying to get these turtles into my main science city. And I got 2 in there already. Then from there, I'm looking at where's my next highest science city. I'm gonna try to put turtles into that one, and that's what's gonna really boost up this because the turtles give 15% boost to science, which at this in the late stage of the game is huge. It's a massive amount. This city gets so much science anyway just from its yields. I think we get to build. I think you could build 7 of these per.
I never think of the future.
And still looking to put up sea resorts. $102 gold per turn to Amsterdam. I think we're gonna go ahead and just keep with that. 7 gold per turn with almost 20 production. What do we want next? I guess we'll just keep boosting up Liang there. Just waiting for that guy that's supposed to show up and change Tortuga over. Or Torgusa. And I should buy some more workers. There's a lot to unpack in that area. 20 coal. I kind of need my coal. I mean, I'll sell most of my other war materials, but not coal. Gotta get some seasteads going in this zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can seastead all the way out to there. More turtles are up. Man, this one right here, these guys were going for food only right here. And this was mostly a run because I'm trying to get this beefed up. But once the population is up high enough there, I won't be doing that one anymore. There's definitely better routes than that. But that's not an ocean city, so with Joao, those cities are pretty terrible. The reason I'm going with Marie here instead of Townsville is I can put a trading uh, trading port post there. And at this point, I'm just making a. We're just gonna go around in a circle, making everything even better. And here's the hard part. This can only be every other one. So do I want to go 1, 1? I think that's probably the best play. This will stay an empty tile because basically when you got 3 ocean tiles like that, you can only have one have a seastead on it. So I'm probably going to go right here with my other seastead. Listening post. So these right here, this is end game. We can start really firing off the uh, the space race. 3 wonders left to build. I think we're still going to go with turtles though. See, our science is really climbing from the distribution of the turtles there. And yeah, let's go stadium. All right. Do we still want to go? Still want to go great profits? Or not great profits. Great scientists. 123 per turn. We still need quite a bit. I think we're gonna just stick with that for the time being here at the campus. Is that the best thing we can do? We can put up one more. But do I want to trade either of these for a preserve? That's the question. I think the answer is no. That's 3 culture based on appeal. Or not 3 culture, 3 housing based on appeal. Culture bombs adjacent tiles, increase appeal by 1. So we got charming on those. Yeah, no, we just don't want to do it. I think at this point, let's just go ahead and get the trader. All right, we got a lot of money and we can spend on workers, so let's get workers going. And we do got to get more workers going on down here. Could use right here. And we need one out here in Leon. Get my seasteads going. Lisbon. Yeah, we're pushing Lisbon. Oh, no, we can't. All right, I guess that's it. I can get one more worker. That's where the worker goes? I think so. I'm gonna just keep pumping workers. Just keep pumping out workers until I feel like I'm gonna be loading up on all this, and then we'll switch back to buildings. Because at this point, I'm just going for straight yields across the board. Probably get some workers. Let's get some ski resorts up in here. See where we're at with tourism here, culture. Yeah, they're catch. Basically, the other AI are catching up enough that the culture victory has disappeared there, but we're gonna get the science one, I think. I always do the culture one hand in hand with the science one, whichever comes first, because you want to keep pushing your culture up, or one of the other AIs can sneak up and steal the win from you
before the curtain goes up.
if you're lacking on culture.
Going down. It starts in my imagination. It becomes my life, and it stays part of my life long after I've left the opera house. I never think of the future.
Very nice. All right, so we got that set up. And our build was to build a crazy amount of trade, to make our trade routes crazy. So I got every trade route card on right now. That was my goal. A trading empire. And into when I come down to a position like this, I'm looking to just grab whatever building is the lowest amount of production. Get to the point where you're getting a building from a city in just 1 or 2 turns. Okay, I'm gonna go to. I think I just sent someone to Murray, so we're gonna get that one. This Canberra. I think you can't not take the 108 gold. So we're gonna escape. We're gonna take foot. Yeah, it looks like he died. I lost a spy. So at this point now, do we go to Tuttle? I think we go to Tuttle. And more seasteads. So we're moving right along here. I think I already got boats up and all that. We want a seastead here and here, so I'm gonna buy those 2 tiles. So what's a bummer is when you put a seastead in the wrong place and then you end up getting an ocean tile like this that doesn't have anything with it. No, we can't build anything. It just ends up being a dead 1 tile. for your city till the end of the game. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good here. Next spot would be up here. Oh, now what I'm wondering is, what happened to that? Here he is. It's like, where is this guy? All right, Taruga. It's now mine. 5% science in all cities for each different improved strategic resource. So we were right around the 1450 mark for that. So we just need to see what we actually end up coming up with when this turn turns over. I think it takes one turn to turn over. Good seastead planning. Okay, we need more workers. Where are the workers coming from? Or I guess right here. Alright, that'll do. Okay, 3 turns for exoplanet, and then we get these right now. So after this exoplanet in 3 turns, we're gonna be able to start pumping these to really propel our space race forward. I want to pretty much try to have every single city pumping that once we get it. Irena gets there in 1 turn, and once she does, we're going to be buying districts. I think we've already come to the point where we've got about enough workers to accomplish everything we want to accomplish. Maybe get one more worker right here to get a seastead in. I think we're going to go like this. That's going to be an aerodrome. And this is going to be Bolshevik Theater. Let's do that. This can be anything now. And I think at one point in time I had a farming triangle going on there, but 2 farms side by side isn't worth having. You can see the yields on that is terrible. But I can flip that to a forest and bonus the faith. So now remember we got that science upgrade for Taruga. Almost ended up being an extra 100 science per turn. Might as well get the stealth bombers. We're not going to need them, but better to have them in case someone declares war. But at this point, I don't think anyone's going to declare war on us. We're amigos with everyone. Oh, I moved the wrong guy out. Alright, let's get our Bolshevik Theater. We want it there. There we go. Beautiful. Are we still building turtles? Looks like we've built the max we can do. And we do have our space station up here, right? We don't have a space station plot. That's right, we do not. Alright, well they can't do space station here. So we're gonna just keep going campus then. Gotta wait one more turn. Two more turns actually for Lisbon to finish that, and then the race is on at that point. Okay, I do need another power plant up here. Will it be oil? Gonna have to be oil. Basically, I'm just looking for the next tile nearest that is not worked yet. And that one actually doesn't help us to put in, well, it just generates power, but doesn't really help as far as housing goes. Okay, so we got a harbor under construction there. That means we can do a seatstead there. Gaining sources. That city was like freshly new and it's getting like one population almost every turn right now. And why don't we go with Melbourne, I suppose? Looks like we can do something on the tobacco there. I go seastead, seastead, boom, boom, like that. Oh, then one more here. So one, two, three. 5,213 gold per turn. Let's go ahead and let's get one more builder here. Need one more up here. One more down here. And I think that right there would about cover the amount of builds I'm looking to do. So at this point, we can just throw the rest of our gold, 5,200 per turn, into buildings, into districts, anything like that. I'm going to use my governor rewards to boost up Moksha and get Divine Architect because I'm generating faith, but there's not much else to spend it on right now, so I can use that to buy districts. I do still have two districts here I want to buy, but he does have to get the population to do it. He's got the population to do one more, so we'll get this one in. This has actually ended up being a pretty good island for being late game, like it was. Get late game, it's hard to get everything into an island when you're trying to do that, and I ended up pulling it off. Ended up coming together quite nicely. And the reason, like I was saying, you build these out is the housing was what matters. The housing still counts out there. And maybe actually one more worker right here. And we'll get the, well, not enough. Not too many units of that type, huh? Oh, the builder. Gotta wait one turn to get that out of there. Okay, we still got the campus guy going. We're gonna keep right on going with that. Campus is done here. We got one more turn for the exoplanet. So we're only gonna burn one turn on whatever we do here. So let's go ahead and just get the builder, I suppose. Okay, this guy we do want to keep here. Counter spy. Let's start building our railroad back the other way. Okay, four of these guys. Not really doing anything militarily. We need 10 to do anything with that. This is one that we want to pump up. We're a trade civ. We want to make sure those trading posts that we have in foreign cities, traders passing through there are feeding our trade routes. Got an industry there. Here we go. Launch exoplanet expedition. One turn left. Well, that's where my spaceports are really going to come in. I got one, two. Oh, who's over there? Oh, Sinbad. Sinbad's pretty strong at this stage of the game. And yeah, I doubt that did much. Alright, here we go. On to the last phase of the space race.
I would say say invisibility would be sort of. I never think of the future.
Okay, do I want to change that? I don't think so. I think we're already doing good. Got our trade mount. Everything trade wise is pretty much running. These are kind of nice sometimes. But what would I give up for that? 100% adjacency bonus for science. Well, we're pretty much at the end of science and culture, so I would just be using that for more error score. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to start trading power for terrestrial laser. Promote. I'm going to get down here to this, so we'll do that. A few more builders. We gotta have this setup going down here. So I think what I wanted to do. So I wanted Magnus to come down here. That's right. We assign Magnus to Porta Alegre. Okay, when he gets there, then we'll chop all that out. We get double. Food. To Braga. And now it gives us plenty of stuff to build on there. One more ski resort out there. And from here, we're just going to still all seasteads, as many as we can get up. And if we can't put a seastead up, we put on some power. Okay, we did do a space station. Got these Hindu cultists out here. Still doing alright on culture. Just like I said, always gotta look and make sure there's nothing crazy going on there. Because if there is, you can counter it with some rock bands or something. But if you let it sneak up on you, next thing you know, you're hitting enter on a game you thought was a sure win, and no, they stole it from you with the culture. There it is. Those right there really push you forward on the space race. Get into Krakow there. Great Merchant increases trade route capacity by 1. We'll take that. 20% tourism rate towards other civilizations. You have a trade route 2. Recruit. We'll take that. I think we're actually just going to go with the standard use on it. Alright, what do we want here? I think we're kind of still stuck in the campus research setup is what we got going on. And actually, being at the end of the tree like we are, I don't think the scientist was. Yeah, it was Eureka for all technologies. We're at the end of the tree now, so that one right there is just kind of a. We don't need it. But now we can probably get into industrial. Okay, over here we got done with our build there, and we're going to start turning power into terrestrial. Stadium is up. Did I want this wonder? No, I did not there. So terrestrial laser. Got our spaceport up. Once again, terrestrial laser. Now here I am actually going to buy some buildings. Get a military academy. Found a use for more money. Okay, coal, we can build another coal plant. Oil, we can build another oil plant. We cannot do uranium though. Let's get the trade route though. Alright, that works. Now here we are going to go with the laser as well. Want to get a spaceport now? Let's do it right there. Spaceport, we're going to do that. I'm going to do 41 turns for a spaceport, but alright, now here, got our harbor up. Let's get an industrial up. Industry, probably right here. Let's do it. It's still not really worth it. Might be able to do something down here with those though. Get the shipwreck out of the way there so we can put another build on it. Just nothing but builds there. And yeah, we'll keep the seastead on that section. We've pretty much come to the point now where all these got to be power plants. We can get that fished up. Okay, so we got laser, space station. These guys will be able to build a space station too, so I'll go ahead and just probably flip that to a space station. Got their space station is going up. Probably just do a space station there as well. All these guys, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna go on full on space at this point. As long as the space station is like within about 10 builds, it's a good chance with as many of those terrestrial lasers as I'm shooting up, I won't even need all the space stations I'm building. We did achieve our golden age for the very last turn set, so we will get a golden age. And basically, your last golden age, if you can get that last one, you get that one forever for the rest of your game, however long it ends up being. And let's give him 100 niter. No. All the aluminum. That's a bit much. Maybe we could probably get it done for 10. There we go. I'm just not really using aluminum. Once great works. No more? No thanks. It's the one thing I'm regretting in this game is I should have found a way to get a space station on this city, being my second city. Because you know your second city is going to get late stage. It's going to get all the way to the end, so you might as well be ready for it. And I'm going to need to put some food here. So I need to get a trader out with some food up in that. And here we are, the weather. The weather is starting in, and looks like Indonesia was not ready. They're whittling down Sinbad. He'll have none of it. Get one more purchase here. Mostly just to make sure we don't got anything crazy going on. Okay, it's 31 turns to get that going. So I think we're gonna go with the industrial zone first. It's just a little too much turns. Vara, go to Canberra. Nothing but great yields there. I'm just pushing these guys down the coast, looking for the next best build. Okay, Dion. Still got food up, but I am mostly looking for money. This looks like everything's coming right along here. Nantes did turn. Gonna flip to us. It's gonna flip to these guys. Bordeaux's turning. We don't really gotta worry about that though. We're gonna just keep our guys asleep right there. We can get one more seastead out here. We gotta get an archaeologist. And I got one build left, so we're gonna go just get over here and get a ski resort built. And that'll make so they only get the one shot on the next turn. In a late game, these cities, in the snow and the tundra, they can actually turn out pretty dang good when you got enough of the water, to build on. Because this city's gonna just be cranking. Then you just throw your districts on the snow, and next thing you know, you got a pretty decent city. If I can get down there and actually get that settler, I can pop another city up down here. That's two more.
I never think of the future.
Actually, I think that was my guy that I lost there. So let's just send this guy over here to recapture. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is multi-queue here, and we're gonna go down, and we are going to build nothing but terrestrial lasers. Same thing here. Multi-queue. And Moksha. One away from being able to buy with faith. Getting the railroad up is really just mostly about being able to move and build quicker when the time comes. Like in Civ 3, putting a railroad up increased the food, the production, the gold, so you want a railroad on everything as soon as you could possibly do it. Which is kind of how I feel like it should be. You know, that should be a mechanic in the game, but so we get over here to these crab. And this kind of lets you see the difference between a seastead. Like when you look at a seastead right here. Actually, an even better. Let's see if I can find a good comparison at. Looking for okay, Benigo. So a seastead is 3, 2, 1 on a coastal tile. Right? Kind of hard. It's hard for me to gauge it. Was last time I looked at it with one of these fisheries over a seastead. It was like okay, so here we go. 3 production, 4 food, 3 gold on a seastead, and then on the coastal tile, the fisheries 1 less production. Still pretty good. But as early as you can put them up in the game, they're just phenomenal. For as early as they get up in the game, I mean, you can have those fisheries up, which is basically like having the late game seastead. So when you have like an island build like I got going, they're just your cities can just be cranking. Okay, I'm looking for one more archaeological build. I think right here. We got 10,000 gold, so let's spend this money. Can I put another plant up of any type? Not really. Not looking so hot. Just in a game like this, just going on a buying spree like this. Crazy. Guess I get up here and get some more seasteads going. Okay, we go 1 production, 2 gold for a windmill, or just straight up 4 production. We're gonna go 4 production. Get a seastead there. We're at 56.51 for gold per turn. It looks like we're coming to the point now where a lot of our trade routes and whatnot are, or trade and alliances are going to start falling apart. I think I did most of them all at the same time. Still seeing 4 flags. I remember I signed 4 flags all at the same time. That's a great one. Keep going with the industry. Okay, so here we got the market, we got the shipyard, next district up. If I do this aqueduct here, yep, 3 menus for the city plus 4 housing. Even better. We're almost all built out on these C squares here, or C tiles. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna go to purchase. Where did I need the? I needed food here. Okay, so that'll work. I'm looking for a place that needs buildings. Okay, we'll just get the research lab. Get the hangar. More money for that one. To 56.79 gold per turn. For Joao. Okay, I got my settler back. Let's check the science. 4 light years per turn. Still cooking. This is my favorite setup of the game. Is I like to play in these really big worlds. Sometimes you'll see people put it on deity and they'll run like a real small kind of game where they've got, like 4 AI in there, 6 AI, and it's like they're pretty much guaranteed to get their religion. They're guaranteed to get some wonders, and to me, it's like if you're gonna do a tough game, why don't you throw a bunch of AI out there because it makes it harder. It makes it that much more impactful when you gotta get some wonders. You gotta really fight to target the ones you're trying to get. Gotta manage it. There's a lot more going on in the world when you got a game this big on a huge map. Sure, military alliance. Why not? And we are still ecstatic. Oop, here it was. Sinbad gonna be able to survive out there? Another terrestrial laser station.
There is nothing like you can never plan.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get some more of this going. And I could just let this turn all on its own, but when you got the units here to go ahead and just make it happen, let's just make it happen, right? And we'll keep that one. Yeah, we want that one too. So we're going to stick with our industrial era. And here we're going to multi-queue again. And we want that city is playing in game. And here we are going to well, I guess we'll play on for the district. Okay, let's get this all squared away. The +3 harbor in there. And Moksha allows the purchase of districts with faith. So before we forget, come over here. Use faith. Oh, I still need more pop. 3 more turns. He's almost there. Oh, can't see if the food there is enough. And it is for Bija. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and double this one plus 4 more housing. Actually, we'll come over here to Evora. This isn't one I've tested. I don't know if we can do two of these in one city and the city both gets the benefit. So I might as well split it up and make sure it works. We'll use all the faith we can. Okay, now we're going to buy this, this. Let's get a worker. First build up, right here. There to the top, only a few builds left out in this area. We can build an island ski resort. Okay, Magnus is finally in here, so we're gonna cut that baby along. And I'd been waiting a while to chop these because I wanted Magnus to get in there. It's two more terrestrial lasers just like that. We're firing a bunch of those off. Getting 6 light years per turn. Also got everything we needed and wanted there. Just gonna put down some farms here to help these out a little bit. Fully plan to get districts on top. Did need more oil, so we got it. I might just send this guy. We're gonna go get this. So I'll put one more up here. One more city. Maybe even two. Heck, why not? Maybe even three.
Bolshoi Ballet is a universe of the imagination.
There we go, Bolshevik.
Can enchantments,
I'm still just kicking out the last little bit of wonders left. I think I can build Mercata. That one's available. I'll probably just get Mercata built. Another layer. This will gain sources. Okay, here we go. Best to stay because you want one spy guarding your capital and then one in the residential area of your capital. Okay, I'm gonna go back to gold here. I'm looking for the highest gold that can still get me about 9 food. Okay, we do want to do the Mercata, but we gotta wait. So we'll just build a worker till then. Guillerme's, we're gonna multi-queue. We're gonna be purchasing. That should be about all. I guess we get a archaeologist. We'll build the lighthouse. We'll purchase the lighthouse. Okay, it's gold and food together. One more seastead. Might as well build the defenses back up. This is going to be a fishery. We're going to put this guys to sleep here. This guy does grants. A battleship with 1 coal per turn. We do need the coal. We're just basically going as much food as we can right now in that new area. Because our spies in. Let's just go right for a great work. No great works here. Let's transfer. We do got somebody in Krakow. Let's go to Buda. Okay, now that that's all done, we're gonna plant trees. Okay, I got our aqueduct in. Let's get our industrial zone. And aqueducts bonus industrial zones, so I build them as I like bonus in my industrial zones. More great works. Let's see how the culture is looking. Still not too bad. Boy, science, we just need a little bit more. I'm wondering, any turn now, we're going to fire off 2 or 3 of these in terrestrial lasers. I think that's going to be about game, set, match. This cultist build, I've never done it, but the computer does it like crazy. I know when you go to war, you just roll right over them. They have no defense. This is why you get seawalls up. Yeah, so I mean, really good. This was a fun playthrough because you got, like I said, I had a JS Box City. We did a Panama Canal City. I did a Petra City. We went the science victory route, so we're just pushing through all the tech zones, for the eras. We're gonna multi-queue here. Aerodrome and multi-queue. It's kind of that spot. All the everything's playing for endgame at that point. We got left that we can poach for archaeology in our area. Guess that's one we can get to. We're gonna put all these boats to sleep. Okay, it's lumber mills now. Plus 1 oil for that. Well, it's already burning oil, so I might as well. I do need more oil. Guess we're coming in. Oh, if we got the availability for it. I'm gonna get in right there. Okay, one more charge. One more charge. Can we get into any other of these coastal bases yet? There's been one down here that's been up forever. This guy. Let's get down here. Okay, we need more oil. We got it. We're in the final. We're in the final turn countdown here. Like any turn that has a 2 or 3 of these lasers firing off, it's gonna be a done deal. And my beautiful swamp city. That's right. Got a great Zimbabwe. The trade. That's a tough one to get a setup because you have to have a market. You got to have cattle, and they got to be. You got to have a rhyme and a reason for why you're building like that. One more.
You can
Two
never
more.
command it.
Okay, we got a 97 golder here. We're gonna go back to it. Let's get John Curtin declared on a friendship. Cancel. Make a deal. I was thinking maybe get one more alliance up, but I think I have 4 already. Or 5. So we wait. Sure, why not one more settler? Who knows? Maybe it'll come up in time. We can throw one more city up. Looking for a decent archaeology spot. Come up here and grab that, and they'll tell us not to, and we'll apologize. Guess we'll just go that. We're pretty much just burning governor titles at this point. There's nothing that's really great. Seastead is up. Getting all the ships to sleep here, and here we go. Lisbon. Got a 75 out of Mumbai. I think that's going to be the best we're going to do there. I got 12,000 gold to spend, so I should spend that. Coming up on almost getting near 6,000 gold per turn. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go Lisbon, purchase. We're gonna start arrowing over. I'm looking for what we can buy. Take the hangar. Take the airport. $3K left. 1,200. Yeah, that was good. Nice spending spree there. There we are. We're right around 6,000 gold per turn. You can just see the snowball effect here. Every city that goes up gets a market up, gets more trade routes, more stock exchanges, and then the sheer amount of money you generate lets you just buy workers, buy buildings. I've been using so much power. Even with all these windmills and stuff up, I'm still needing more power.
There is nothing like a dream.
Gotta move Magnus up north. Go Magnus, reassign. Let's get him to Braga. Okay, we got the workshop. Let's get the spaceport. Once again, got their workshop there. Over here, we're going to just look for a cheap place to put this. I'm thinking probably right here. Get up there for 10 food. And we can get in here for some seasteads. One more we can get there. Alright, now we got Bija. What are we doing here with this guy? We're doing gold from Bija. Now we need food. To Lisbon is what it looks like. Okay, two more terrestrial lasers. One, two. Three. Actually, I get three this turn. So that might be enough. Take a peek. It might be enough. This might be it right here. Big game Joao. This it right here? And there it is.
Much as our ancestors did ages ago, we thrust forward into the unknown. The first pioneers set forth on an uneasy course. And yet once again did our people thrive. Now, under your leadership, we plot a new course and make another world our own.
Going to Mars. We've landed on Mars. Alright, let's take a peek. So at the end, the final for Joao, we got ranking. And we ended up coming in with a 2201 for our rank. So we got Abraham Lincoln. Graphs, right around here. Turn 135. All of a sudden, we went to the moon. Here goes a snowball effect there. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to hit just one more turn so I can get my save in. And that is a wrap for Joao with the science victory. That was huge map with max amount of civilizations, so you couldn't get a bigger game than what we did there. Well, that's what makes it. That's what I love about Civ. What makes it cool. So one last look at the Jow run here. Major trade setups here. I mean this is when you just look at it like, man, that's good stuff there. It's good, you know. This is a game Civ where it is fun sometimes to just not play the battle, to not grind every turn with armies, to be friendly with your neighbors, to trade. You know, so it's a fun game to play like that, where you have armies if you need them. Because sometimes there is a hostile Civ on the board who's going to come at you, but you know, sometimes not. But anyway, this is X Taste. If you stay with me this long, thanks for watching. And I guess I will catch you on the next one.